This week, I'll lead you through a gentle practice for after work or after sitting. I've chosen poses that counter long hours of sitting and standing up, just to give the body some ease and release at the end of a long working day. Let's get started. For this practice, a couple of props might be handy. So I have a block. You could also have a bolster instead of a block. And then I have a strap. If you have some kind of a belt or towel or a yoga strap that you can bring into your practice, then it might become handy as we go through some poses. But other than that, we don't need anything. Just your mat, yourself, some space around the mat as well. And then for the first pose, we have two options. So if you like, you could start from lying down on the belly, or you could go straight into child's pose if you'd like to do a long child's pose in the beginning. So those would be the two options. I'm going to start from lying down on the belly, and then I'll move into that child's pose just in a bit. Find either of those poses as your starting pose. And then let your pelvis become heavy. Let your legs relax. If you are in a child's pose, remember you can have your knees closer together, wider apart. Of course, same here for lying down on the belly as well. Find a place for the legs that allows your hips to relax, allows your pelvis to become heavy. And then invite your full awareness to your breath. Now let your in-breaths move down towards the lower back, towards the lower belly. And then let the out breath slide back up towards the shoulders, towards the head. You can breathe again, let your rib cage move as well. If you've been sitting on the computer for a long time, you might feel tightness around the ribs, the chest, the upper back, so send a couple of breaths towards those areas as well. Let the neck soften. Let your jaw soften, checking that we're not biting teeth together. And then if you've been lying down on the belly, with your next couple of breaths, bring hands under the shoulders, lift yourself onto hands and knees, and then round your back into child's pose. If you are already in child's pose, you can stay there for another few breaths. In child's pose, arms in any place that allows your shoulders to soften, unless you feel that you want to actively reach the arms forward. That is an option as well. Take another breath in and out in child's pose. We will return to this pose for a second time a bit later on in the practice. And then from child's pose, bring yourself to lie down on the belly. Legs maybe roughly hip width apart. And then with your next in-breath, lift your chest off the mat. Step elbows onto the mat. And we're going to spend a moment either in Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, you would have your forearms on the mat, elbows maybe roughly under the shoulders. Or you could choose that 10 o'clock news pose. So otherwise the same, but we would bring hands under the chin, elbows on the mat. And then you can lean your chin onto your hands, like watching TV. Either option you choose, let the pelvis stay heavy. If needed, you can adjust legs wider apart or closer together. And see how much you could soften through the back without starting to hurt in the back. Allowing space for the breaths. You might even practice some belly breathing here. So sending the in-breaths all the way down towards the belly. Or you might explore the chest space for your breaths. If you feel there's tightness in a particular area along the spine, then send a few more breaths to that area. And then slowly with your next few breaths, we start to bring ourselves back down. So release the chest, release the head down. You can bring hands under the head. And then bend your knees, lifting feet up into the air, and swing your feet, your shins from side to side a few times. The whole pelvis can rock from side to side. And then we'll bring legs back to center. And now leave your left knee bent, but extend your right leg onto the mat. And we'll try the half bow pose. We'll leave the right forearm on the mat. And then we're going to reach left hand to the left foot or ankle. If it's challenging to reach now, then you could use that strap, use that belt, and bring it around the left foot. And then use that strap to hold the foot, to hold the ankle. This might be the most acrobatic part of the practice, how to reach for the foot with a belt. But either holding with your hand or holding with a belt, just gently lift the chest off the mat. And then you can either gently pull the foot towards the buttock, or the other option would be to use the leg to pull the left arm, left shoulder away from the top of the mat, kind of opening a bit more through the chest, through the shoulder, and encouraging more back bending through the spine. So you choose which way you want to go. You might focus more on the leg or the back. Take a couple more breaths in, out. You might look forward. You might also look down to the mat. That might keep the neck a bit softer. And then slowly, slowly start to release the chest down. Release both legs down. You can bring hands under the head. And just rock the pelvis a bit from side to side. And then we'll do the same to the other side. So now if you are planning on using the strap, then we might need to reach for the belt, reach for the strap. Find an easy way to bring it around the right foot. But now we'll bring left forearm, left elbow onto the mat. We'll bend the right knee. And then either with the strap or just with your hand, reach for the right foot or ankle behind you. And then just gently lift the chest off the mat. And you could either gently bring the leg towards the buttock. That might give you more of a stretch at the front of the leg. Or you might use your leg to gently reach back, and this side might be different. Just observe what you feel that you need on this side. Then breathe into your body in that pose. And trying to keep the neck soft. So you might look forward, you might look down. Take another breath in and out. And then slowly start to release the pose. You can put the strap away. And then we're going to find our way into child's pose. So once you're back on your belly, lift yourself onto hands and knees, and then round the back into child's pose. Just a counter pose after those 3 back bends. You might rock the pelvis a bit from side to side. Take another breath in and out. And then we're going to find our way onto hands and knees, onto all fours. And now we're going to make our way into the pigeon pose. So from all fours, make some space for the right leg and then slide your right knee, right shin forward, leaving the left leg long behind you. Now you can play with the angle in that front leg, knee and hip. I like to keep the angle quite close, but you might bring your shin into a more parallel line with the front of the mat if that feels good. And you could use a support under the right buttock or right thigh, especially if you want to take some pressure off the knee. Once you've found a good place for the legs, you can choose. You might stay in an upright pigeon, especially if you feel like you're being hunching forward enough today and you just want to focus on opening through the chest. You could stay in an upright pigeon. Or maybe you want to put a bit more pressure, a bit more intense stretch into that right buttock, right hip. You might lean forward, maybe leaning onto your elbows, or maybe even leaning head onto the mat. So completely up to you. I will stay in this more upright pigeon today. Seems to be working better for the hips and my back today. But this is something that might change from day to day, depending on what you've been doing. And wherever you are, keep breathing. I'll take another few breaths in and out. We're looking to give a bit of stretching for the right buttock, the thigh. You might feel this along the back, in that back leg as well. And then slowly, if you are leaning forward, lift yourself back onto your hands. Put any props aside and then bring yourself onto hands and knees. And now we're going to go into half poppy pose. We're going to lengthen the right leg far forward and then bring the left elbow on the mat. And from there, start to send your pelvis back. So it's like the poppy pose, like melting heart, but now one arm extended, the other arm bent. You can lean your head down And then just slowly melting the chest down. So see if you can find a bit of opening around the right shoulder, in the right armpit area. Might lean a bit more to one side if that changes the sensations. Take another breath in and out. And then slowly, as you breathe in, lift yourself back onto all fours. And then we're going to go into that pigeon on the other side. So now we're going to bring left knee forward. And again, there could be a block, or maybe you have a bolster there that you want to bring under the left buttock, thigh, or the whole pelvis. And you have same options on this side. Could be an upright pigeon, or some people might say proud pigeon, opening the chest. Or you might lean forward, maybe you come down onto elbows. Especially if you feel like you want to take pressure off the wrists now, then maybe come try pose on your elbows, or you can lean your head to your chest all the way down. And send a few breaths all the way down towards the lower back, the pelvis, the belly. And just notice where you can soften, where in your body you can now let go of holding, let go of tension. I can notice a lot of tension in my neck, so I'm just trying to move it a bit, trying to soften, find some ease. Let's take a few more breaths in and out. Wherever your pigeon is. And then if you're on your elbows, bring yourself up onto your hands. And then we'll put the block or bolster aside. Bring yourself once more on all fours, and then we'll do that half puppy pose on the other side. So now extend or lengthen the left leg forward, not leg, arm forward. Bring right elbow, forearm onto the mat. And then start to send the pelvis back. Leaning or just releasing the chest down. Head can lean onto your right arm or onto the mat. And we'll breathe here. You could breathe towards the ribs, towards the armpits. Let the left shoulder soften. Soften through the neck. Take another breath in and out. And then slowly bring yourself back up. And this time bring yourself into a seat. And then from that seat we're going to lean onto the back. So we're going to come lie down on the back. And once you are on your back, you can swing your legs a few times from side to side, the windshield wipers movement. And then bring your legs to center. And we're going to lift into an active bridge pose first. So arms down next to your sides. As you exhale, press down through the feet to lift your pelvis, lift the back off the mat. If you want, you can walk shoulder blades a bit closer together, bring hands together, interlock fingers. And take a few breaths here, in and out. You decide how strong, how active this pose is. Just feeling some activation through the back line to open through the front line. Take one more breath, in and out. And then as you breathe out, slowly release the pose, release the arms, the back, the shoulders. And then we're going to bring knees towards the chest. And if it's easier for you to lift your feet, your legs up and then reach hands for the feet, you could do this without any props. Or if you have your towel, if you have your belt there now, bring it around your feet and then hold on to the belt, the strap, as you lift your feet up into the air. You might move your ankles, your feet a bit, looking for some opening at the backs of the legs. You might play with pulling the toes towards the shins. Does that give you more of an opening in the calves or in the hamstrings? You might use the belt to gently bring the legs closer to the belly, closer to the chest. Just be mindful with your back so we're not pulling or pushing into the lower back. You don't have to look for a stretch. Maybe it's just keeping your legs up. Especially if you've been standing, walking a lot today, it can feel really nice to have your feet up in the air. The strap is quite nice because then you can modify where your hands are, where your arms are. Do you reach your hands close to the feet, or do you just lean elbows onto the mat? Just hold on to the strap. Take a couple more breaths in and out with your feet up in the air. And then slowly start to bend the knees. You can put the strap aside and then extend your right leg onto the mat. Leave your left knee bent. And we're going to go into a twist. So now use your right hand to guide your left leg to the right side of the mat into a full reclining twist. You could open the left arm away from the left leg. And if having one leg straight, one leg bent does not feel good, you can always bend both knees. Have the legs more or less on top of each other. Take a few more breaths here, in and out, wherever your twist is. And then slowly bring yourself back onto your back. You could now extend your left leg, bend the right knee. And then with your left hand, guide your right leg out to the left side of the mat. You could open the right arm on the other side of the mat. And same here. You could stay in this one-legged twist. Or you might bend your left leg under the right leg. And if you feel that having the right arm out on the side is uncomfortable, you can always bend the right arm. Maybe it's lower down. Or maybe it's higher up, maybe it goes overhead. That is an option as well. Just find a place where you feel you can relax the shoulder. Give yourself a few more breaths in and out. And then slowly start to release the twist. Find your way onto your back. And then we're going to enjoy a little Shavasana pose. You could extend your legs. You could bring your legs into a butterfly shape if you want, or keep your knees bent. Any pose where you feel you could give yourself just a minute or two, checking in with how you're feeling now. If there's tension in the neck, you could rock your head from side to side. You could open and close your mouth to release the jaw. Suggest we'd spend at least another 5 to 10 breaths here. Of course, your Shavasana can be much longer. So we'll try to give at least a short moment all together here. Then either after your 5 to 10 breaths or when you feel ready, start to gently move your fingers, your toes. You can move your hands, your feet. If you feel like you're not ready to come out of Shavasana pose yet, then just sink back in. Or if you feel that you're ready to face the world again, you can slowly wake yourself up from that resting pose and in your own time bring yourself up into a seat. As always, at the end of the practice, most importantly, thank yourself for taking some time to move, to breathe, to check in with yourself today. And as always, I thank you for joining in, for sharing this practice, this moment. And I hope to see you on the next video. Bye. Namaste.